place, our platform that we, for Marvelock solicitors, we always come here, and this is our place that we join you guys, and we answer all the queries and all your questions that you ask us. Please share so that people can be benefited of it, and all of us could see us, and please just share it, and invite your friends as well, so that they can be benefited from us. There are so many topics, so many news that I'm going to share with you guys today. So stay tuned and keep watching us. I'll be soon starting it while I'm just sharing to some of the our important groups that people, they always want to hear news from us. So I hope that you people had a good time. We also had a good break, and it was, I believe, was missing for 2 weeks, and now I'm back again, and hopefully I'll be able to answer all your questions and queries that you guys have. You guys sent me. Thank you for being in contact, and to keep asking your questions, and today the first session I'm going to have it for the answer questions that I was asked for, and second thing, I'm gonna start with topic wise. I will answer you all the topics that you have asked me for the previous show, and I hope that you guys had a good time, and here you go. Now, once again, welcome everyone, and welcome to our legal rights show that we run this live every Tuesday. I understand that we were not been able to run this for last couple of weeks due to some things what came up, and then I had your questions. Even I have written that on paper that I'm going to answer you step by step. So let me start the show now. Very important topic and very important points that we are going to discuss. Every single person who is in this country, they come from abroad, and they have come through the immigration, and of course they need to resolve their immigration status, and they definitely need a lawyer and solicitor to resolve their issue and give them the right advice accordingly, that what suits them according to their situation. So I always when come to the show, I always try to explain you things properly that would make it easier for you guys, that you people can understand, and you people could also check yourself, so you people would know what are you going to do. So someone asked me the question, I would explain for the British citizenship. There are two different conditions. I would just explain for first one, that you must have to meet some requirements for the British citizenship. The first one is the first one I would say that once, let's say someone, unless someone has been granted ILR on the basis of their spouse, they do not have any restriction. They can apply for citizenship directly. They do not have to wait for 12 months. but your time of always your time can be seen on your letter of grant that when you guys are eligible for to do that. So let's say take 12 months. So what is the residence requirement? People are always confused on residence requirements. So in total, you do not have to be out of the country in last 5 years. So let's say someone, if we go back, if we let's say we are in 2022, so from 2017 to 2022, you have not been out of the UK for more than 480. And please keep bear in your mind that the residence requirement, the second one, is also very important, that in last 12 months you are not been out of the UK for 90 days. So there is a requirement for 5 years, and then from that 5 years, last 1 year, last 12 months, it is very important that in last 1 year you have not been out for 90 days. So most of the people, they come and they ask, they when they get indefinite, and they even I had a client who asked a question last week, and I explained him that your indefinite, if you are out of the country, then it's valid for 2 years. You must have to enter, otherwise you will have to apply for the new indefinite leave to enter from the country where you are. So that is what it is. So let me come back to British citizenship. And then people, most of them, they say that once is they have ILR, they can directly go for British passport. No, for the red book, no, you can't go for red book directly. Of course, you have to apply for British citizenship, and there is a requirement for that. You need to show your one, your life in the UK test, second, B1 English language test, that the English language requirement you have to satisfy, then eligibility, then suitability, which is very important. You do not have any criminal conviction on you, then that can be a problem unless it's explainable, because the British nationality is not something that you can go and challenge. You would maybe give an admin review, or you can do PAP, or you can go for JR, but this is something that purely is the discretion of the Her Majesty Passport Office and Nationality Office. They have the authority to do this. So in order to, I think I've answered your question, that what you were actually asking for. And for the further topic, before I jump to that, I would also explain to those very briefly how the if someone is a general national, the question is, and the person wants to work here. So the question was, do I qualify for frontier worker? No, frontier worker, as a EU national, the first thing you should comply with, that you were here in this country before the deadline of EU, that was 31st of December 2020. You were here and you worked here for 12 months, then excuse me, then you would may be eligible under that category. Other than that, if you come here, you have right to live here for 6 months, not more than that. This is something that people, they don't know, but they can't work. If they want to work, of course they need work visa, or they definitely need to switch it to the another category. So this is one of the question that I was asked for. And another important topic that I would discuss today is the overseas British passport, how you qualify for that. So under the Nationality Act 1981, when a father is British, and let's say your child was born outside the UK for let's say you are here, you are British national, your child is born back home in your country. Then in that situation, people, they come and they ask people, and they say, okay, can we, because they also want to apply for their partner as well now. Most of the situation, that was the question, that can do, should we do leave to remain or should we do overseas British passport? The answer is yes, you should do overseas British passport. You need to show evidence that you are the father, you have a name on the birth certificate. People, they also ask the about DNA. I hear this question so many times. The DNA is a solid evidence that you can show this to the Home Office, but which is not compulsory. DNA, in most of the cases, this issues raises when when the child was born and the birth certificate was produced after 12 months. If the birth certificate was produced right after the birth and the father is present, you have evidence, you have pictures, you can provide that the evidence that you are British, and the child is your son. Then of course it's not a difficult task to do that, and for this you do this by post. You do not have online service for this specific one, or maybe they would introduce this soon in future. In order to qualify for this, there are some criteria that you must have to meet. That the person who is British, he has to provide the evidence that he is the father. How he would establish that? Of course, he visited during the birth and before birth. They are married. Marriage certificate is there. Your pictures, even in the Home Office guidance note for the British overseas British passport clearly says that you must have to provide the evidence as a picture that you were there. You met your child, you were there before and after. So these are the very important evidence that you have to produce. Other than that, of course, if someone is struggling and if someone is looking for a lawyer or solicitor that they want to apply for it and they need a consultation, they can contact me directly. My number you guys can definitely see on the screen. I can also repeat everything. Marvelock Solicitors, our address is 2A Median Road, ground floor office, Hackney Central. We are just 3 minutes away from Hackney Central Station. And the contact number you guys can see 0780 300 1377. My email is also mentioned there. I understand that you guys contact, but be patient. I always, there has not been, since I've started the show, there has not been even a single inquiry that I have not answered, I have not replied. And first 30 minutes consultation is free. You can ask any question about immigration and family. As I previously mentioned, that we will soon start crime and personal injury along with civil litigation, because we get so many inquiries regarding civil litigation. We have experts of civil litigation that we would soon start. That is just a passage of time, that we are adding more areas, adding more team. So another important thing that I would start with, my appointments, that you guys can, anyone can contact me, contact the office. They can book the appointment with me. Anyone wants to book appointment for Zoom, I'm also available for that. Monday to Friday I'm available on Zoom meeting. Monday, Thursday and Friday I'm available in person, that you can come and see me in the office. Or if someone really wants to see even on Tuesday and Wednesday, of course I would also do my best to see you guys in the office. So This is something that I wanted to explain you guys, that how you guys can come and meet. Another important point that I would now say is 7 years child route. 7 years child route, which has become very very popular, and still we get so many queries. People, they ask that the child is now 5 years, 6 years. This is 7 years ILR route for the children who were born in the UK. So if someone is giving you wrong information that, oh yes, is even 5 years you guys can apply, no, this is not going to happen unless God forbidden, if some child has a some medical situation that they may qualify, but of course it depends on the circumstances. Unless I don't see your documents, I can't comment on that. For the 7 years people, they sometimes ask what are the requirements, how you qualify for that. Of course, first important thing, birth certificate of child that you have. The child was born in the UK, child has completed 7 years in the UK, child is now in the school. Of course you need letter from there. Child has been registered with GP, and of course you need letter from there. Child has a primary and secondary carer. How would you establish? Of course GP. With GP and school, parents must be registered as a secondary or primary carers. Or so that is something you guys can produce, and we can be okay, this can be established. It's not a problem. When you people say give us list of document, I always say come to the office, have a chat, discuss it, let me take through all the details and explain you properly, and then you make up your mind. Come back once you are ready. I would issue you a list of document, and then you provide the documents. I would proceed with your case, and that is how it works. So another thing that I would mention, that some of the people, they say another question was, which of course not a silly question people can ask anything. As I said, someone said so if child can apply for ILR directly, so child has to do English language test. No, child is exempted. Under 18, they do not have to do English language test. So that is something that I've answered. Another thing on 7 years a child one, that is someone was asking, yes, if parents of the child they do not have leave, they can also get 30 months leave on the basis of their child, as it was previously. But now child who has been granted ILR under 7 years route, so their parents can also be benefited from his leave. It's the same thing as it was working previously. So only the difference that the child would get ILR, you child you do not have to spend more money on that. So in order to qualify, let me just explain the fee. For ILR, you must have to pay the fee. That is what a very very important point that I would raise here, because most of our clients, they ask me these questions, that do we have to pay for ILR? Can you not do something for that? No, we can't do anything for ILR fee. You must have to pay this to the Home Office. So fee waiver is very very important. We get so many fee waivers, and we have successful rate, is a very good successful rate for fee waiver. And fee waiver is something that people really when they are, then even they are working, they are struggling, they cannot afford to pay that, they can still apply for fee waiver. And we had so many successful cases that the Home Office accepted them, as long as you can explain where the money has come from, where the money has gone to, your expenditures, your spendings, any other bills, anything that goes from your account, and you, as long as you can explain, yes, that is acceptable. So Fee waiver, I would come back in the end of the show, because I know you people are very interested to listen about fee waiver, and we get so many queries. People, they, of course, it's not a easy task when you pay around 2700 to the home office. People, they of course want to save this money, and then you need right, trust me, you need right person, you need right person who can drive you through, who can help you to resolve this issue. Therefore, I always say, number is there, call, contact me directly, come in person, and see how I can help you. So another thing, the in last 2 weeks, the maximum queries, the most popular query, I would say, that you people asked for, that was about tier 2 sponsorship license. Tier 2 sponsorship license for those whose license has not been granted, application has been refused. In previous shows, I've explained how this should be prepared, what documents you need, how you should get your setup ready for the home office visit. Of course, most of the refusal, which I have seen that people has shared to me, due to that they do not have any attendance record, they do not have any record of holidays, they do not have any record of their absences, which is very, very important. Of course, you must have to show, small businesses, they must have to show that they are in the need of that vacancy, and of course they have to have that evidence that they have advertised the vacancy and they have not been able to find someone, and therefore that's the reason that they are now, because people, they previously, when the category was open, skilled worker visa, so government had chef category into the shortage occupation. Shortage occupation is the list where the home office has mentioned that these are the vacancies that they are looking to fill in as soon as possible, but chef is no more there. So whoever is applying for their restaurant, they have to be very specific what they are applying for. So when they get home office visit, what questions they have been normally asked. First thing, attendance criteria. Small businesses, they don't care about it. Second thing, record of employees, they don't normally keep that. How do you check the status of your employee? Now you don't have to go and apply for ECS. You have very simple way to go and check. You ask your employee to give you share code. This is called employee share code, that you can go to Google and employee can search, and then that code they can share it with their employer, and then the employer can check. Some of them, let's say their visa was expiring next month, they have done the application within 28 days, and now I had that situation, so I did explain to the client, and I also had to explain this to the employer, that once you get that, the report, they always say the person is allowed to work until this date, but you would see the bottom line, the third option on that letter, it says that you can come back and check again when the visa expires. So please don't ignore that, because there are so many people, when they get through this same issue, of course they have families, they have to run the system, and they, of course, when they hear this news, that makes them very, very upset that they may lose a job, and they when they come, I always explain that no, this is not the case. You are allowed to work, and you can do work, and until your application is with the home office, your current status is the same as your current status was the one before you applied for the application. So that is what it is. I've with tier 2 sponsorship, yes, okay, I'm just not taking the name of the person. I would explain the query. So when I've already explained, when the home office comes to visit your place, some of the people they miss a few important points. Like in the past, I had a client who was saying that the person asked me, "You advertise. We want to see where you guys have advertised this. Have you tried to look a person, because chef is no more in shortage occupation, so you have to be very specific that if you guys are looking for someone and honest of the criteria of this job, what is the rate that you are going to pay, how many hours weekly, what's the contract, you must have to explain. You need to draft a prospective employment contract that you must show this to the home office, all the terms and condition, address of the place where the person is going to work, minimum salary criteria that you must have to meet, minimum skill criteria that you must have to meet, English language criteria you must have to meet in order to apply for skilled worker. But in order to comply with Tier 2 sponsorship license, the employer need to have a attendance system. They should have all the records of their attendance, their holidays, their sicknesses. So they need to provide the evidence to the home office that they have also looked for the same person who had a same skill, and they have tried to look for the person. If the person has same skill, why they want to take that person within the UK. If their visa is expiring, they need to show the reason, they need to show their skills. So these are the things I always say. Before you do that, you need to prepare yourself that you guys are now ready to go ahead as an employer. You need to show the documents I always explain in all my shows, step by step. You can go back and check the shows, all are there on the page of Omega TV and on my page as well. You can also see on that, so you guys can know, you can see and check the requirement of that, eligibility, suitability criteria, and how do you qualify for the Tier 2 sponsorship license. Any questions, I would say, please do not hesitate, or just pick up the phone, ring me after the show, as you guys do. I always try to answer you as much as I can. 30 months is once again, I would say 30 minutes free consultation is once only. If someone even calls me back, someone even called me back, spoke to me 5 minutes, call back, spoke to me 10 minutes, call back, then he had some friends, then so when I try to explain them, it's 30 minutes consultation, free consultation. So it's not that you can take that 30 minutes 6 times 5 minutes. No, it's your first call, you speak to me 30 minutes, or you speak 5 minutes, your consultation is free. So that is something you guys, you are the guys who, you people who are watching the show, who like, subscribe and all that, you guys are the witness that when you guys call, when you need me, I try my best, I do my best to answer you, and I do my best to reply all your queries. I'm here to help you guys. As I said, currently we are our practice areas, immigration law and family law, and soon we will be, I will announce when we are ready for person injury, crime and civil litigation. So I would soon announce that in the show, because we know that through this platform, Omega TV platform, we are running this legal rights show. We know that we get very good responses. We know that you people are keen and eager to wait for the next show. And I had a few things, and therefore I was not been able to continue for last 2 weeks, and that's why I'm back, and I still have the list of same questions that I found it and I couldn't reply you back, and therefore I have this. So address is there on the screen, number is there, email is there. You guys are most welcome to contact me and ask your questions. So let's move to the next topic now, which is something that I have not discussed so far in any previous topic show. This one is DVILR. So who qualifies for DVILR? Let me take you through the actual criteria and requirements. That once you are in the relationship, married to someone on spouse visa, you have been a victim of domestic violence, and you have struggled in the relationship, rather than waiting for all this time, you have option to, even you have been married 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 years and you have been living, your relationship is not going well, and you are struggling in your relationship. It's sad, of course it's sad, don't get me wrong when I'm saying this, but I get so many queries when people they come and they inquire about DVILR, and therefore I thought that in today's topic this is something, a big need for you guys, that you should understand that for this DVILR. When people, they of course a victim of domestic violence, of course when someone is, then of course the person has reported to the police, the person has contacted to shelter homes, domestic violence agencies, that I'm struggling in the relationship. As long as you have evidence, you can of course establish the fact that you have struggled. You can apply for DVILR, and the fee is the same as for ILR. And how there is another option for this as well. You can apply for this DVILR. You have option that you can also apply for the compensation. And that the Home Office supports you, and they may consider your circumstances to help you to waive some of your fee, which is not guarantee. And most of the people, when they come under this criteria, under this category, so they always, I do not even, I've in the past done so many DVILR application, but I have not even come across and had even a single person who has gone through it. This has also been introduced, that you can do this application DVILR, and you can also do the application that the Home Office should support you under this category. You have so many agencies, shelter homes. You can contact domestic violence agencies. You can always check them online. Of course, if you have been in contact with them, they normally give you letters. Police, if you have contacted them, there is a police report that how you contacted. Of course, you need to provide the evidence that how have you contacted, and who have you reported it to someone. Even in some of the circumstances, yes, you can establish, you have a reason, you guys are living together, you and one of the partner is a victim of domestic violence, or something that is not making you guys to live together, then of course you can contact me, and I can advise you your further rights, that what is the suitable category that you can switch on. So you can, again I said, you contact me, I would issue you a list of documents, of course would take you on to the board, and then we will work together accordingly, what is the requirement and need for you. So this is something that I've given you the overview for that. So yes, startup there is a rumor, I can see that maybe in September rules would change. Let's wait and see. currently for startup visa inside and outside of the country, the home office has allocated nearly 40 endorsement bodies. People, they struggle to understand what are the endorsement bodies. Let's take example from your university. Let's say you are applying for the course to the university, and university you ask you for documents, they issue you CAS, and then you can apply your case to the home office, and the home office look into it and they issue you visa for tier 4 student visa. So with startup visa, what are they actually looking? They are looking endorsement letters from endorsement body that you have. And what endorsement body is looking? Your business plan, your idea. And business plan is not something that you should take it as a joke. Of course, UK has a big market of business, very, very big market of business. And of course, anything you want to introduce, you have to introduce something new. It's not something that you are looking something so different, but of course you have to show in your business plan if you have a same product, but what are the services, in terms of services, how you are different than other people. In terms of online platform, what are the tools that you are going to use in terms of your SWOT, in terms of your marketing mix strategy, in terms of your budget, that in 5 years how are you going to establish your business. Because let's say your business is struggling, then you must have to stick with the same visa, because the category says that you have to stick with the same same visa. If you want to qualify under this same route, you must have to spend 2 years on startup, then further 3 years on innovator, and then you, of course, this is the criteria that you have to follow that. So people, when they come, first thing they say, oh yes, business plan, yes, I'm here to guide you guys, to help you guys, that how you should create the business plan, what are the strategy, how you have to manage your plan, your budget, and how you have to split the budget over 5 years. Now and in this category, your benefit, let me explain you. In first year, sorry about that, excuse me, in first year you have option that you come in this country, do research and do your research, and it's end of the year, first year you should start investing the money. In first year you should show that you have almost until the end of 3 years. The third year you have to show that you have spent 30 years. So that is something the home office would see, because after 2 years you have to go to the second the extension innovator visa, and again there is a fee for endorsement body that can be paid. First installment can be paid, and then you can request for the further installment. First can be paid when the endorsement letter will be issued, and then further you can have installment plan for 2 years, and then once you switch to innovator, you have to show your performance, everything. The endorsement body, step by step, they guide you, they see your performance, they guide you, they help you to establish your business, they help you to grow up. And of course, another benefit for those who sometimes they ask, okay, let's say if the business is struggling, we are giving that much time to the business and we still have time to work. Can we work? Yes, in this category, yes, you can work. You can work full time, and this is something that you people should consider under this category. This category, I understand that is quite expensive, and which of course gives you time to make money if you find work. Another another question that was asked by one of the client, that is for the ARC card for asylum seekers when they get that card before their decision comes. ARC card. So some of the ARC card nowadays they have written shortage occupation. Yes, when it comes with shortage occupation, you must have to find. Go to Google, just Google shortage occupation vacancies in the UK, and then you will see the list that what uh, category you fall in. Yeah, so you can see from there. Another, I have few topics now left. I think I have to also consider the time that we have short time here for the show, and whenever I come, I take your time. I understand that it helps you, and it also gives me opportunity to share my knowledge with you guys, so that you should understand. You should understand that what is happening with the immigration law, family law, and other important area of law, because law in this country, you understand, is very important part of the life, that especially immigration, when you are in this country and you are looking for someone that you want to switch, or you want to regularize your immigration status, then of course you need someone who can take you through the right path. You do not need someone that would only take your money and would not give you the right advice. So make sure you find the right person who can first give you right advice with the relevant points, and draw you a picture that how is he going to drive you through that way. So that is something I always say to you guys, that you need to be very careful choosing your solicitor when you have something, when you want a legal advice, of course. So so far most of the questions I have answered. A few things that I would add, that people they come and they ask for the delays. I understand that the Home Office has also mentioned clearly, but they have also individually sent emails, because they had a backlog from the Ukraine, and due to the war, Ukraine and Russia war, the refugees from Ukraine, the Home Office has prioritized to those refugees who have come to the country, and they are dealing with their application. They are giving them priority. So someone even comes for the say for the to challenge the Home Office, the time delay should be unreasonable. So unreasonable time, I always advise my clients, at least should be minimum 1 year, that we can go and challenge the Home Office that, look, this is something is quite unreasonable. Now we can if the Home Office is not replying through the email, then we have option to submit pre-action protocol, and we can push them from there. Like, this is something that we are looking for our client, because why is it unreasonable? Because client is struggling due to the delays. Their life has stopped. The important things have stopped, that what they planned for. Currently, admin review clients. I know you guys have concern that what's happening with the delays with that. Of course, admin review, in most of the cases, I have been able to get the responses within 3 months' time. But most of you who are still waiting, be patient, wait for the decision, and if it jumps over a year, then I understand this is something unreasonable. That is something we can think of it, and we can take further steps what to do about it. So delays, nowadays the Home Office has mentioned clearly. They have sent individual emails to the clients. They have sent emails to us as well, that if someone is waiting for something, they must have to bear in mind that we are dealing most of the matters from Ukraine, and they have prioritized them. So this is something, the actual time, let's say your actual time for spouse anti-clearance, mostly people anti-clearance applications are struggling, even within the country people are struggling to do that. So I would say this, which is very important point, that you people should understand this, that delay, there is a reason for delay. The Home Office has a big backlog that they are dealing with, and be patient. Your if it's something that has gone above 1 year, yes, come back to me, and then we can sit and we can discuss the further points, that how further steps, that's what how are we going to deal with it. Yeah, so I think that answers your query, and don't be in a hurry, always check, see, and then apply to the facts. I always say that. And another thing, the question that I would say, people on 10 years wants to convert 5 years route. Previously, family and private life rule, I've explained each and everything. I would explain Article 3 medical grounds, that Article 3 grounds, there is a criteria that unless you guys come and show me the situation, medical situation, you must have to we must have to establish to the Home Office that, look, this medical condition can't be treated back home. They do not have equipments, they do not have enough facilities, you do not have someone to look after you, you cannot go back, you do not have someone. So under this medical Article 3 application, this is free of cost. People, they think, when they hear about this, they get confused whether it comes under HRO, whether it comes under Article 8, or what is that. People, they ask these kind of questions. Of course, Article 3 is under the medical ground, and is one of the section of ECHR that applies to those who are in this country and they have do not have leave and they are struggling due to their medical conditions. Yes, they can apply this. Switching from 10 years to 5 years, people, those who have done their first extension, now they're waiting for the second. Yes, the question was how you can do that. You are working, plus you do not have to show amount of if the child is British, you do not have to show maintenance amount. You want to convert to 10 to 5 years route, yes, you must have to show the evidence of English language. The first extension you have to do A1, and even you can, if you someone has done A2, yes, they can still use that, and for the second extension this can also be used. So yes, you people can switch. Anyone who's waiting, looking for their lawyer, looking for a law firm, contact me. I can again explain that Marvellock solicitors, we are known best due to our services in the community, in London, in UK, even in Pakistan, Nigeria, Ghana, that we get most of our clients from, and from Middle East we get so many queries. So this is something I would say that we are always here for you guys to help you in any legal matter, especially anything relates to immigration law. Someone wants to move the family. In next show, I would explain the new categories, how the UK expansion visa is working, how you can qualify for that, and which category has been switched for expansion, and any other future changings I would also explain you. Now I would go through step by step. Any question that you had for British citizenship, I have explained you guys. So you, whoever has asked me this question, they can go back and watch the answers that I have replied them. Secondly, for EU overseas British passport, which is done, can be seen. 7 years childhood, I've answered your question. DVILR, Tier 2 sponsorship license, these topics. So I normally take the topics from you guys that you people tell me that these are the questions and you want me to explain you guys briefly on that. That is how I do. In order to deal with further, immigration law and family law is a vast area, and of course I cannot cover everything. I do have a list for further question on next page, but I think the time for the show is very important. Omega TV, as you all know, that is a very busy platform, and I have to follow the time, I have to follow the instructions that I have given, and time is very important that I have to look for it. Let's give a brief view before I wind up to family law. For family law, of course, anyone has a child for adoption, contact me. They need to, there is a criteria that the child has lived with you, minimum 12 months. How the child that is living with you, you relate to the guy, the child, where are the actual parents, the need of the child. Article 8 applies here, Section 55 applies here, and when you have a matter of adoption that involves local authority, they have to prepare the report that how you qualify under this criteria. Once you are done with local authority, then you submit adoption application to the court, and then court would see all the evidence and the what the judge has on table. He has to decide from there whether you qualify for that or not. So that is something people they were interested in the past to know that. Then special guardianship order, how you qualify that, and how you want to be a guardian of that, and that is something similar to adoption. And further, child arrangement order, again and again when people they come and they ask how much is this going to cost. Unless you do not have money, you can also go and find someone who can support you with legal aid. You can go for that. For us, we would soon be become legal aid in future. When we become, I would come and explain you, but currently we don't do legal aid on family. This is something that someone asked the question with the cost. Of course, once you come, show me the documents, and I take the instructions from you. Then, of course, after your instructions, I can advise you a roughly cost. I can advise you the possible ways to save the cost, possible ways to how to drive you through your that what you want to achieve on. Because if domestic violence is involved in the child arrangement order, then that case takes normal, because court then invites other party, involves other parties, Kafka's report, then police disclosure, then you have social worker involved, report, social worker has to provide the report. So there are so many elements that the court has to have the report from those first before they see and they decide that a relevant person who's applying for child arrangement order is not the harmful person that the children could be harmed from and children could get into a bad habit because of that, guys. So these are very, very important points that, of course, I cannot, as I said, I can only give you the overview when I get into this topic, but in future I would also explain. As I said, I do have so many questions, but due to the lack of time, I just cannot explain you everything. Rest of the thing that if you guys have in mind and you guys have missed, please do not hesitate to contact me directly, and I would be happy to answer you each question. Non-molestation and occupation order, yes, we do that. Specific issue, yes, we do that. Yes, you can contact anything. If it's above 12 months and wants to change the name on the birth certificate, yes, they can contact me. Anything weird about the child was came through the anything that has with divorce, deem service, that or you can instruct someone or you can instruct directly to the court for in order to comply with the divorce rule. Please bear in mind that after 650 years the law has been changed. The court has big backlog. They want to first deal with the applications that were made before March 2022, and people who are in frustration, they cannot wait. I would advise them, you only have one option, that is wait. That's it. Because I understand court is taking time and we cannot do much about it other than the wait. Of course, the court also has a big backlog, and we people of course have to show that we have to submit, we have to do our work, what we are instructed for, and we are trying best for those who are waiting for the responses, and soon you will hear from me that the matter has resolved. So before I finish now, let me just give light on few things that I have covered. Comparatively the previous shows and current show, I have covered so many areas today. I have explained, I took your answer questions, what you sent me. I've took topics from there and I've tried my best to answer you. In future, of course, you guys can do the same. I would reply you back, and I would answer you step by step, and you people can contact me. 30 minutes free consultation, I'm available for you guys. You guys can book your appointment, come to the office, book Zoom meeting, 30 minutes over the phone, WhatsApp chat over the phone, direct line is they mentioned there. You guys can contact, that is not a problem. And in future, as I said, we will, once we expand, I would come and explain other areas as well that we are going to start soon. We are currently our areas of practice, immigration law and family law. Anyone has any issue, legal issues within these areas currently, they can contact me with no hesitation. I'll be happy to answer your calls. I'll be happy to take you on the board. I'll be happy to discuss your options, and I'll be happy to even give you verbal or written advice. That's your choice. So keep in your mind, stay tuned, and keep Marvel solicitors. We are best. We are known due to our services in the community, in all over the UK, outside the UK. Don't forget to watch Legal Right Show with Fahad in future, and please share, comments, like and subscribe, and support Omega TV. We are here to help you guys, and this special program we have started for you guys, for you people to understand the law and understand the very, very important element that most of you are suffering. So I'll try my best to bring new topics and new changings immigration and family law in the in future, and in next episode that we are going to run. For now, thumbs up. Thank you so much, and stay blessed. Anything you have, contact me directly. Thank you so much.